He's a hustler, unbreakable, a people's person, and a future billionaire. This is the Hustler's Corner with Sbu Soliope, well known to you and I as DJ Sbu.
I'll always be there to feel. When we stepping at the place, I will pull up on the floor. There's no say so. We are bringing back man style with the Casanova. That's why we're not sober. We'll never bow down. We're stepping it hard up, yeah. We'll never bow down. We're stepping it hard up, yeah. I'm popping in the beat, yeah. I'm going out to see, yeah. Soon as we step in at the place and set it up a place with the girl, them a scream. Piling up back in the room again. Let me get in with StoneBwoy. I was about to say let's do it again next week since we didn't get enough time to promote this week, and I was telling you guys that next week. So I thought we'd do this next week as well so we get enough time to promote it, but my brother is here. Okay, let's do this. StoneBwoy!
Yo, what's up, bro?
How you doing, bro?
I'm fine. Yo, I just got the info and I had to just pull back in and sit back in because I've been wanting to do this with you from last week, you know?
I've been wanting to do this with you as well from last week, and I was saying I didn't get enough time to promote it this week because I canceled all my interviews this week to next week.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm here.
It's good to link up with you, my brother. How have you been, though?
I've been fine, and it's all good, bro. You know, I'm a huge fan of yours, you know, from time. Nice to see you in person, you know.
I'm a big fan of your work, and congratulations with all of your successes, my brother.
Thank you, sir. I'm really grateful to be here live with you. Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I want us to have a chat around your story, because a lot of my audiences. Mm-hmm. They know me. I mean, I love listening to people's stories because I love inspiring my audience. You know,
For real.
I want the young guys to know that, you know, you didn't just get to where you are by luck, and you're still pushing. So I'd like to start the story from where you come from, and I'm not going to disturb you. Just tell your story. Let's inspire a new generation, bro.
Absolutely. I've been Hold on a second. I think I need to shout out my people from my IG so everybody can come join in and listen to this shit right now. You know? So hold on. Sela?
Okay, take your time. In the meantime, let me play Bow Down in the background.
Exactly.
We never bow down. We're stepping it hard up, yeah. We never bow down. We're stepping it hard up, yeah. I set fire to my enemy's ass. Okay. I kick me some ass. That's right. I take him to class. I'm bossing up like it's my middle name on my last. What is not what you thinking when I say pass me some gas? See me, stupid me, dumb me, my fat. I am just another mean black young man. You were just another green snake, brown rat. StoneBwoy, nasty, see sound that hands up. Where I can see him. Get me on my destiny vibe and I'm in her DMs. I tell the money I'm coming without no see him. I tell my siblings I'll always be there to feel. When we stepping at the place, I will pull up. We are real bad man, call we the Casanova. That's why we never bow down. We're stepping it harder, yeah. We never bow down. We're stepping it harder, yeah. I'm up and give me the beat, yeah. I wanna see. You know, to step up in the place and set it up a place. See the girl in my feet. I feel like that. She have been 47 years. Enjoy. She makes a big rock and Red Bull, girl. I'm over we. Southie Ghana girls, them a mad over we, mad over we. Never abuse them because them are the African queens. Now we're stepping at the place and we pull up on the rover. We are real bad man, all with the Casanova.
All right, I'm back now, though.
All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Instagram live today. I've got a Grammy nominated African giant. He's got singles that are blazing the charts. He's got one with Kerry Hilson. I've just played it for you a few minutes ago. I've just played one right now with Nasty C, brand new one. This one is called Bow Down. StoneBwoy, speak to us, my brother.
Yeah, man. Like you were asking before, it's been a very inspirational story from, you know, from grass to grace kind of vibe. You know, I seen growing up in a shy man. You know, I mean, taking the musical vibes really very important and dear to my heart. You know, as I realized my innate from childhood, I've never stopped doing music all up until this time. You know, with everything else that I've been doing on the side, I gave music the maximum priority, you know, and then it also gave me, it put me priority as well. The fact that I put in a lot of work and I focused determination because this is what I had as passion to do. So I followed it and I did my all, you know, by hard work, literally. So rising up from the lower ranks has never been easy, and it's still not easy right now because we have had to come all this way doing it independently by ourselves, by our own selves, you know. You know, respect to everybody who has come in along the way, who is on with us now. But you know, when some people have had to be rescued by probably some big label somewhere and some, you know, we have had to grind it till this time. You know what I mean? So I think that has actually been my strength and still inspires me to continue to move up in life, you know, as a musician, as somebody that the people look up to, you know.
Yeah, man. And how did you get in? How did you get into the music business?
All right, so I've always been doing music though, like from early as primary school. So like I was saying, I never really did anything like whilst I went to school and did any other thing, I still did music. So it's all up until one point where I released one of my songs went, you know, really big. I think aside the moment where, you know, you have underground fan base and you're growing your underground fan base, yes, that I have grown all up until say 2009 when I got a song out and people were like, whoa, I think that song must be Hills and Valleys. It's called Hills and Valleys. Like, you know, over the hills and valleys from mountain top to the gully. Sing this a song for you only. I love you, baby. That tune went up there and people started thinking if that was a Jamaican song. Like, yo, big tune. We love it. We love it. Only for them to realize it's the same old kid. It's the same old StoneBwoy who's been churning out those other songs from the underground that broke into. So when that song broke, I mean, I used that as a stepping stone and I continued to push and got the music out. So that is when I would say I got into the music industry proper, you get me, from that time. Because I've only realized that now, like last year at the Ghana Music Awards, I got nominated for the Artist of the Decade. So I went back and I'm like, oh, that must be it then, because 10 years back, I was still here trying to kick this thing. So I think that was a time when I really got into the music industry, so to say, in Ghana.
That's incredible. And I mean, I love what Channel O was the first platform that did what is going on now. They're the first people to broadcast to the whole continent and try and bring the musicians from different African countries together.
Right.
I'm happy that I'm starting to see that happening right now. Now, when did it happen to you as an artist mentally to say, you know what, I've got potential to make it bigger than Ghana? When did you start thinking of outside of Ghana?
Thank you. I've always thought outside of Ghana, which is the core reason for my style of music. Because if I'd only thought Ghana as an upcoming, then I would be like strictly Afrobeat artist or strictly hip life artist. And when I say Afrobeat, at the time I would have been called high life artist, you know, because you only sang in your local dialect or probably an English word or two, but your focus was not like anything outside the box or outside of the country or outside, you know, the African continent, you know. So I have always had that mindset. My vision, because I was hugely inspired by reggae music and dancehall music while I still have the Afro and high life and hip hop inside of my blood already. So my vision was to put together these three sounds, you know, into one sound where I can easily manipulate the sounds and get known for being that guy that when you call StoneBwoy, you can just affiliate me to that guy who blends these styles, reggae, Afrobeat, and dancehall together. So when you pick up one song, you should be able to find these three traits in the song. That was my vision. That was where I realized that, okay, yes, that was my niche, you know. So all these years when I did music, I knew my element. I knew the substance. I knew the elements that I wanted to blend in, and that is what defines my style of music till now. Yeah.
I like that because a lot of artists, they get scared, you know, with their sound. And some of them, they do well at home and they remain domestically because they're afraid to risk and go outside. And I love what you've been able to think bigger. Now, and I also love your team. You know, I'm actually was already planning for this interview to happen next week, Friday. But I love the tenacity and the aggression at which your team pushes. I was saying to my team, now I understand why you are where you are. Your team does not play, bruh.
Thank you. I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful, bro. I'm grateful that you understand it as not being bother or, you know, you. And I'm thankful that you're even seeing it as, this is like the right attitude towards pushing to where you want to get to or knowing. And that in my own way is a lot of respect for you and your platform, because I know that, yes, if I touch base the DJ Sbu or DJ Sbu or however they pronounce it, it's a big thing, you know, and I really, and that's it. You know?
I totally agree. It's very important for relationships to happen. And the thing is with us musicians, we fall into the trap of competing with one another. Yeah. And it should be collaborative. When you come to South Africa, you shouldn't even go to the hotel, bro. You must come to my home, you know? And when I come to Ghana, I must go to City's home or I must come to your home and I must know about my friends there, you know?
You're very, very right. You're very right. Which is building family, you know, instead of just being friends. But you know what I mean? What you're saying really goes even bigger, you know, as in if I don't see you as my family that much, even as musicians, that can't even really happen. Because even amongst our families, see how difficult it is for a cousin or a nephew to pass through your house overnight. You know, how much more like another friend who does the same thing. So I think it all boils down to confidence. You know, confidence and confidence avoids competitions. You know, because you know you're confident. You know he knows he's confident too. Then it becomes collaborative. You know, but then when there's lack of confidence enough, then there is an automatic factor of fear. You know, that would just make you want to stay away or, you know, not be in a position where you're going to be intimidated somewhat. So for me, if any artist, for me as an artist, any competition, anybody trying to pull up competition is either timid and haven't found their confidence yet. That's how I feel it is. Yeah, but
I totally agree. So just know that you've got a home. The next time you come to South Africa and you book a hotel, I'm going to be mad at you. You've got a home in my house.
Straight away. And honestly speaking, I think after Corona goes, the first country I'm going to touch base in is SA. I'm
Come
not
through.
even kidding. I'm not even kidding, big man. Yeah, man.
Now, you've got I've seen you perform with the BHM band. I've seen you, one of the shows that I saw, there's a track that I think it's called Sobola, something like that.
Yeah.
Sobolo, yes, Sobolo, ne?
Yes.
One of your videos on YouTube, you're performing it live, and then I'm just seeing your work over the years, and I'm like, you've been grinding, bro. You've been grinding.
Truth.
The young guys that are watching right now, and I like the fact that you've got your work online, so that people can always go back and see that you've put in a lot of hard work to get to where you are. Yeah. I'd like to know about some of your milestones, and all the way to getting a Grammy nomination and collaborating with global artists like your Kerry Hilsons and your Nasty C. And I know you have not even started yet. You're even going to go bigger and win that Grammy.
God bless you. Like you're asking how I got to collaborate, right?
Yeah, especially the big moves, because other artists, we make moves for the bag. Every move a lot of entertainers make is for the bag. But sometimes when you're working with a smart team and you've got a vision, you know where you're going. It's not all about a bag. Absolutely. It's all about making smart moves. Absolutely. And when I look at your career, I'm only seeing smart moves. You've just been making smart moves.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And like you're saying, it's not all, the bag is important, but if the bag is the aim, then you're going to lose focus in you're going to lose a lot of other things that are worth more than the bag, So that's how we have put things together. As in, there are other qualities or there are other things that you need that the bag cannot buy, because a lot of people might have the bag, but they don't have what other people also have with the level of bag that they have, So I've always seen to grow in that manner where I make sure that my work actually takes me there, because when the work takes you there, I think you stay there for quite some time and you'll be respected for what you have to offer, or for who you are and how far you've come, because the stories do actually matter. How you got there and the perseverance and the determination, that definitely inspires people to respect you, to put you there. So having to do collaborations with the Beanie Mans, the Sean Paul, the Kerry Hilson, the Sizzlers, getting on Billboard, #1, #2 albums. My album just run into the Billboard charts as well with Kerry Hilson. A lot of things, performing at the BET Experience on BET, having won the Best International Artist Africa 2015 with this same style of combining reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeats together, which I call Afro dancehall, literally, It might not be like a formal genre of music, but the simplest way to describe, reggae stands out as reggae, right? And dancehall stands out as dancehall, and Afrobeat and or African music also stands out on its own. But my vision was to pair these two together, like the Afro and the dancehall, because that's the thing. And to have me recognized on that level, I picked up the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards for Favorite African Star last year as well. All these milestones have given me, a lot of entrances into places where, when music is spoken about and African artists have to be called, I do fall into the category as one of the numbers to mention from Africa. And the number one when it comes to that blend of reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeats, because I've actually propelled that energy. And I think that's what makes me stand out from the lot. Why I get to be, because in fact, to carry all these three on your head, you must be talented.
Shout outs to Alex Marley, shout outs to Eugene Kwame, and shout outs to Kitty, some of the people you've worked with as well. I see some of them there here, which is great. Shout outs to everyone that's plugged in, guys. This is DJ Sbu straight out of Johannesburg, South Africa. We love the StoneBwoy here.
Yes, sir.
We're loving StoneBwoy. He's all over our newspapers currently. He's all over the radio in South Africa. We're showing him a lot of love. And we're loving the work ethic. We're loving what he's doing. And we love that you guys support him. We all have to come one as Africans. And moving forward with this COVID-19, I've seen a lot of artists are recording music, smarter ways to get out there after this thing. One of our local artists, AKA, has just dropped his own app. He's going to be posting his own performances on the app. People subscribe, they pay every month. Any ideas or any
that's beautiful.
Different strategies and how you're going to move after this thing?
Thank you. I think I want to make some few points and submissions on AKA's movement. It's a big move. I think one of my first collaborations was with AKA or Casper, Yeah. And when I did a remix of All Eyes on Me, See Nobody, me and Burna Boy did a remix of that one for the MTV Mamas performed in 2016 or 15, somewhere around that time there.
I think those were in Durban, eh?
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Big things. Big thing was in Durban. I remember a lot. Big ups to what's his name again? Is it Gary?
It's AKA.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, you mean Rick?
Yeah, but there was one. Fine. When I remember, I was sending him a shout before the I. So let me just go back to what AKA is doing. That's crazy. I think this is a very important situation. As in, when you can put up your own app and have people subscribe to the thing, and you do performances and all, it's a beautiful idea. But I have to state that not all the African countries literally are able to go online like that, to be able or have the facilities or the mechanisms working in their favor like that, to be able to even get the monetization of their airplays and radios, and so as to be able to fix it in a manner where you can, right now, like we could go live and have people go through the payment system. Yeah, man. The payment system to get to access the creativity or the creative material, So it's a big move. It's a big move. And gradually, I think that we're all going to use, or we're going to ride on the back of the corona to be able to establish all these platforms, because these are platforms that I think wouldn't have made a lot of noise, just like the Zoom app. The Zoom app was there,
yes,
but people didn't really see the importance of conference calling at the same time on video, all up until when Corona stepped in. So, like they say, necessity is a master of whatever, creativity or whatever. This has come for people to be smart about it. But I think as musicians and creatives, we would need this. So, this is one of the positive ways that I think Corona may have opened our eyes into having to get innovative. And this is a thing I'm saying, that I know that one day we're going to definitely be able to, as Ghanaian artists, this is Ghana, like I would have to say this, we do not have such monetizing systems accurately set to be able to jump onto some of these. I mean, I'm only adding a point because what AK is doing is an app, yes, putting out there, that is a possibility. But furthermore, I know in this Corona times where people are not going physical and doing shows and all of these things, furthermore, we need all these things to be put in place correctly so that, it will ease up a lot of things. It wouldn't even get frustrating. And that is where people like myself and other big artists can be able to see their worth, their creative material worth, to be able to use finances to even support the less privileged and the vulnerable in the society.
Now, if you were to mention your 5 favorite, I know that 5 is not enough. You probably have more, but give me your 5 top African artists.
Yeesh. All right. 5 top.
They don't have to be big artists. Some of them we don't have to know. It's okay.
Absolutely. And that's where the trouble is. Like the ones that we don't know, that's where the trouble is. But maybe as time goes on and I can give another list comprising of other people. I think I'll go for my...
Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to ask you the 5 of the famous ones. Let's plug the guys that we don't know now, so that the 400 people that are watching, they can go follow them right now.
Absolutely. And trust me, it's more than that. Once the call drops, you actually get to realize the number of people who has been watching us live.
They come in and go. Yeah.
Exactly. One of my ones would be Two Face is one of the for his lyrical content.
That's the key. That's the key.
His lyrical content.
I think Two-Face, I think he's the reason why we are all international. He started it. Because it was Two-Face and then T-Bunch came after Two-Face.
Boom. Boom. So I'll go for Two-Face, Idibia. I've got his new album, his lyrical content, my brother. This is not what they say, plagiarism. He doesn't copy and paste. He doesn't plagiarize. Yes, it's real.
Yeah.
And proper. The content is up. So big ups to Two-Face anywhere you do. People like me are gonna definitely give you shouts. I know what I mean. And when it comes to that's Two-Face in Nigeria, who else? Oh God, help me.
Let me come in there. I'll help you. I'll help you. I want you to go look for a Ghanaian producer artist by the name of CT Beats.
All right, good. Fine. We'll check that. I'll check.
Let me write it down here. He's in Ghana now. His name is CT Beats.
All right. So Kojo Entry.
And I would like for you to work with him. I want to link you with that young man. He's amazing. I've worked with him before.
Bless you. That's what it's supposed to be. And okay, so I mentioned Kojo Entry as well. Kojo Entry is one of the legends that I got the opportunity. You know, he gave me the honor by featuring on my new album and putting me on a song of his as well. Big legend. So that's from Ghana, right? Am I mentioning across Africa or just from Ghana? Across Africa, I guess. Across Africa, yes, because I just mentioned Two-Face anyway. So, I mean, I forgot. So, East Africa, what's it in again? Anyway, let's go on. I'll drop the names as we go. Because
cool. Let's talk about the list of the top guys that you look up to in Africa that you still have not worked with.
Wow, I think Two-Face. I have communication with Two-Face every time, every now and then. But time hasn't permitted the two of us to sit down and fix something yet. So good, yeah. And then this rapper in Kenya as well, Calligraph Jones, is a beast on the mic, bro. Calligraph Jones is a big on the mic. Diamond Platinum.
Write it down. Calligraph Jones, because I want to check them out after this interview.
Calligraph Jones, is a hip hop head, crazy hip hop head. Calligraph, like Calligraph by the name OG. Yes, Ghana as well. I mean, big ups to my brothers like R2Bs. Yeah, they're a group. They're a group. R2Bs, big ups to Moogies and Payday and the whole R2Bs movement. Those are my family right there. These are people that I love. These are people that I'll listen to any day. Big ups to I have two more, man, on that top list. Sarkodie is a great rapper as well. Big time.
Sarkodie,
yeah. And yes, and one of my brothers, Shatawale himself, you know.
Shatawale, man.
Yeah. AKA Troublemaker, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, also putting the things on the map, you get me? And big ups to Samini as well. How could I forget?
Samini?
No, yes. No way, how could I forget? Yeah. So I think...
I would love to see you on... I did a collaboration not last year, the year before. I did a track, and I'd love to see you collaborate with that artist because your styles are similar, but I'm sure it's going to happen one day.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you've heard this before. You and Pato Ranking.
Yes, let me tell you something. It's really, I think it's a joke I'm gonna crack right now. Pato Ranking sometimes spent the time in Ghana, and at the time when he was in Ghana, we met a couple times at a program called Bless the Mic. And I remember I used to pass him the mic, you know, and we were acquaintances, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna even hype it up or say anything out of proportion. We were like acquaintances, but I know he knew me because I lived there, you know what I mean? So I had gotten a couple hits, you know what I mean, in Ghana, and it's been a long time. Then, you know, in 2010, I remember he would hit me up on Twitter and say, yo, bro, bless up. I see your thing is up now. I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. He had like a mohawk, like a moonhawk or mohawk, they call it, however it is, you know. And one time, I see the man I heard his first tune, and I'm like, whoa, that's the guy. Then I got back to him again. I'm like, yo, bro, You finally got a big one right now. You know what? I'm going to put you on a remix of my big one as well over here because I remember them days. Then I put him on that remix and we shot a video for that remix. When you go on YouTube, we're just looking like kids. It's right there. It's called Pull Up Remix. But Pull Up had been
let me check it. What is it called?
Pull Up Remix. Pull Up has been a big song from 2012 all into 2013 and also. I think we made the remix in 2013, 14, thereabout. And then that became like another big one as well for Pato. So Pato and I are like brethren still. And before even Pato was Burner Boy. At the time was Burner Ranking, you know. So I'm just sharing this bit of the story so Africa will know how connected the West Africans are in a certain way. You know what I mean? When it comes to this style of merging the dancehall and Afrobeats together. That's why I'm even narrating this short story, you know. So I have a song. I think in all I have just one song that remix with Pato Ranking. But Burner Boy I have 4 songs with because I and Burner connected. Burner and I connected on a very beautiful, you know, platter. I think one time, you know, he had also had hits out like in 2012, 13. And I was grinding on that kind of style already. You know what I mean? And definitely, we all. It's obvious where we all got our inspirations from the dancehall and the reggae departments. So we merged up together, and then the reason being that Ghana is actually huge on reggae and dancehall, you know, and then probably Nigeria is more huge on the Afrobeat, so they could relate more and more when they came through here, you know, for that style particularly. So Burner and I did a Nosa remix. I put Burner on a remix of mine as well. It's called Nosa. He killed it. Big tune. You know, Burner has a different kind of tone, a different kind of style. And then we went on to do my last album. He was on it. And then we did a single as well. And I did another song. So, I mean, that's it.
Hey, you were young, yeah.
That was it. Pull Up Remix.
Hey, you've been grinding, bruh. And then you did 4 with Burner, eh?
Yeah, man. So you can check out. But we couldn't have a video for none yet. But you can check out No Sir Remix. No Sir Remix. You can check
No
out.
Sir,
yeah. No Sir Remix. Big tune. And you can check out Sick in a Head, like Sick in the Head. You know, it's another tune. And yes. Yo, this tune is big. Man. Check it out.
Don't worry about my ranking in a bow.
Pass me the longest. With them from the rankings again, we don't like it, them can't tell we no, sir. Yeah, man, it's like a war song, you know? So we're speaking about the state of reggae or raga dancehall in Africa, you know, on that song.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So that was it. And this been going on. You know, we also the Gambian fans, them tune in right now from Gambia. I have a song with Jizzle, one of their young youth that's blazing the place, and Brikama Boyo as well. Yo, one of another crazy guy. I think the two of them and more are holding down the Gambian flag high and high.
Yeah. Are you still independent?
Very much so.
Why? Okay, let's say I'm a new artist. I look up to you. I want to get into the game. What advice would you give me in this day and age of technology? Do you give me an advice to say, do I sign to a major, or do you think the independent grind is worth it?
You see, it depends on what kind of condition that you have with the major that's making you independent enough as being a signee. See it? Or else you might as well just be independent and make sure that you have the things put together to grind. Because either ways, the vision is one. You want to reach to the top. and it can't be done by just you. Most often in Africa, me as an example, I have been the visionary behind my team. So I have had to employ the people like, yo, bro, this, that, share ideas. Yes, people might give me an idea or two, a suggestion or two, and we work with it. Because they say knowledge is not in one man's mind. But there's always a need to have a frontier, like a frontliner, who's going to be the one that everybody is going to cling up upon for us all to move. So in this day and age, as an African artist, I trust that you have to learn the rudiments, and what is necessary for growth. Because a lot of people can sing, they have the talent, but they're literally just looking for help. Like, I'm looking for somebody to come and help me to get to this point and that point. Yes, we all need help at points in time, But you, as a career of the talent, this is what I would say as an advice, that you learn the craft. You get to read, because information is now very much accessible online. You get to read what's going on. You get to understand how it goes, how management goes, how a couple primary things go. Then when you have that mindset, you can also understand how you're going to get to where you want to go. Because there are a lot of people who have had hits, big hits, even in America on the international platforms, who are now running away to become independent artists. So it's like, wherever you go, however you end, you're going to have to be on your own at one point in time, because, that's how I think the world is running to now. But if you do get the opportunity to be signed by a big label or a major, just make sure that you have your legal teams who are looking out for your best interest and your vision as well embedded into that light. Because these corporate bodies come in to definitely not play. It has to make number sense to them. It has to make money sense to them. It has to make level sense to them in every way. So if you share the same ideas with this, if you share these same values with the label, then it's okay, because it's a win-win situation. But in my own little experience, it has always been a lose. It has always been like a loss. Sorry. It has always been a loss for people who don't really understand what they're going to get into. So it's very important to understand what you want to get into. But as far as I'm concerned, as an African artist, I'm still independent. Probably if I was based somewhere abroad, however, I think the deals would have been it would have been very, very enticing for me to not want to stay absolutely independent right now,
No, I hear you. And thank you for that advice for the younger guys. I hope you're listening to the advice and the messages.
Thank you.
I've also been independent my entire career.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, no, I've been independent.
Let me ask you, because we are both here. How do you grind? Why would you prefer to stay independent, or you think, putting every perspective in place, you would want to not be independent in some few years to come, or you would rather remain independent?
I would rather remain independent unless I get an international deal that speaks about dollars, and they will have to really show me what they can do for myself.
Thank you for the advice. So but it's never easy to be independent and grinding. So we give.
And it's expensive, bruh.
Because that's one of the reasons why people can't really stand it. Because you have to convince, especially in Ghana, where a lot of avenues where you can make back your monies by putting out your creativity is not well placed.
I'm a big fan of DJ Kapi. Hey Kapi, how are you?
Yo, big up Kapi. I was talking to her a few hours ago. Yo, big thing.
Shout out Kapi. Continue, sorry, go ahead. I was speaking to Charlemagne about Kapi, because Charlemagne loves Kapi like crazy. So I just wanted to say hello. Go ahead, sorry.
No, absolutely, man. I'm just adding flesh to what you said already. As a senior most colleague or a senior brother, it would be nice to have heard it from you, and we did. The whole Africa is grateful. I think independence would be the way to go, because eventually you carry the dream. And if it doesn't tally with somebody who's going to put in proper, it's expensive, yes, but if it doesn't tally with the dream of who is buying you, then most of it is not really worth it, because you're going to have to move in that direction and according to how they would want to make their monies and get their profits out, because it's more business based for all these labels more than passion driven, you know. As far as I'm concerned, the passion is with you, but they are for the business and how to turn everything out into numbers.
Yeah. And on top of that advice, I'd like for you to give another advice to younger artists, musicians, dancers, DJs, or not only entertainers, even the ones that are grinding in the corporate grind or the ones that are getting degrees. A lot of them are impatient. They want it now. You have had to build for many years. Share. That is very important, my brother, for us to talk about that, because they want it now. They don't understand that it takes time, you know.
I think that I'm a younger one as well, but I think that I've only learned the hard way enough to sound very old right now. But I would rather be taking advice from bigger brothers like you. But once you've given me the platform, I'll humbly share my experience. Being that I think that a lot of us don't realize that we are living our lives, you know, and you can't rush the life you live. We are living, you know. There's no other life like this. It's not like there's 9 lives that you're living life as a musician, and you have your own personal life to live, and you have the whole life in the existence that, like, if we are existing today, this is what we are doing as we are alive. We can't rush greatness.
Yeah.
We have to take it from age 1 to age 2 to age 3 to age 4 to age 5. So anybody out there who feels like they have grinded enough to make a big blow, I want to tell you something. Most of the songs that has blown today worldwide was released 4 or 5 years ago. We have artists who have had international hits who will tell you, like, I dropped this song 5 years ago, bro, and I don't know how it came up to start getting like a big break after 5 years. So there are steps to the thing. It's life. You have to crawl before you walk, and you have to run before you fly. You see, these are all principles that we are forgetting to inculcate, you know, in our daily lives, because I don't know how musicians and creative people, some of us do fail. I mean, it's very frustrating to know that you have an innate that you want the world to hear right now, but that is not the reality. The reality is that I have to be on live with you. I have to speak with you. Like, I have a say that I always have at the back of my mind. You have to be everywhere to be everywhere. Like, you want to be everywhere, you have to be everywhere. Like, you want to go global, you have to go global. You know? So you find out that I've been trooping into the UKs. I remember the first time that I went into Europe to just push my music by myself. I flew all alone by myself. Somebody was supposed to pick me up. They had to swerve me. Instead of going to Hamburg, I ended up in Düsseldorf. Yo, and then I had to.
You were hustling,
bro, and I'm still hustling. And like they say, like, this is very real. Like, it's even more difficult to maintain at a certain level than even starting the struggle. Because starting the struggle, there's only one aim. But now when you get to a certain level, you're now thinking how to hold all that together. Like, you collect this, you collect that, you collect this, you collect that. Now you have to hold it all together. That's even more difficult. So I'm only saying this to myself as well, that I always have to remind myself to be humble, to take it easy. And Jano, there's no other life. We're not living any other life. It's the same life that we're living. We have to still use the principles of life and the laws of life and everything to still keep pushing our creativity, you know? I think it works. That's what has kept me grinded.
I'm so happy because my team is listening to you. You young guys, you heard him what he said. He said you have to be everywhere. To be everywhere. Which means, and young guys, sometimes they don't want to do interviews. Sometimes they don't return calls. I've seen you just in the past 3 weeks. I don't know how many interviews I've seen you on. And I'm like, this brother is dedicated.
Thank you for being my
witness. Man.
Thank you for being my witness. You know
you
what?
Push, bro.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This morning,
I'm really impressed.
I'm grateful. This morning, I actually woke up and I was like, I had to rethink. I'm like, it's Corona. Nobody's going anywhere. But I've done interviews more than I would have done even if there was no lockdown.
I'm in South Africa, but I've seen you on almost maybe more than 10 interviews. I've seen you on the newspaper here at home.
Yes,
I've heard you. Yo, bruh. I'm like, this man works. And I'm glad. And I'm glad that youngsters are watching now, guys. That's what it takes to become successful.
I'm young as well. So how do you tell that?
And I'm talking about the guys that are coming up who are still 18, 21. You know what I mean?
For real.
It takes a lot of grind. You have to grind.
Trust me.
Some of them, they push, and then they want to give up. But you must not give up. You must keep pushing, you know?
Boss man, I'm inspired by... Let me tell you, because we're talking inspiration, I have had to come to South Africa to live there for a month. I remember where I lived in Edenville, all alone by myself. And I had to shoot the video. I had to do like 4 videos. That's why I shot one of the videos of Michelangelo. You should check out Not Again. There's a song called Not Again. There was a South African model. She had to do that for...
What is it called?
Literally. It's Not Again, StoneBwoy, Not Again. Big tune.
Not Again, okay?
Yes.
Let's listen to this just for 2 seconds.
Absolutely. Big tune.
You shot this one in South Africa?
Yes, please.
This is 6 years ago. Wow. You've been grinding, bro. 2014.
Yes, please.
And it was 2014 January, which means you probably did this in 2013. Wow.
Exactly. You see that?
Look at how young you were.
Yes. Very young. And I actually only did my locks in South Africa that week. You see that locks you're seeing right there?
Yeah.
That's the same locks right now, bro. Same one, and I did it in South Africa. I locked it right there in one of, I forgot in the area. I think it's a Compton Park. Somewhere around Compton Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my hood. I come from there. That is so dope. You know, your story is so inspiring, bro. I mean, from where we come from to see other brothers that are still pushing, I'm inspired. And
yeah, man.
I've got no doubt you're going to win more than one Grammy. I have no doubt.
I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. And I mean, it's very inspirational speaking to people like you as well, having followed the journey and all of that. So, and it was after that year when I came back to Ghana, I won the Artist of the Year, that 2015. And I won the BET same year. And so I have essay on the back of my mind like that. And I can say that irrespective of all the other stories that I've had to come out from, you know, all the, how are you saying, xenophobia story and all of these ones, I know that Africans are people that love one another. And I think that's just one part of the story. And I can't wait to come down to finish up the video with Nasty C and touch base, and I'm so grateful for the love that SA has given me. Shouts to the team that has been working on the ground. Shout outs to Sedi Hat team, ROGB. That's one of the biggest supporters. They don't know, I know. Shout outs to yourself. Big respect.
This is the tune, bro.
Bow down. Big tune.
You can go on top of it, bro. Come, let's go.
Hey, bad man call me the Casanova. That's why we not sober. We never bow down. We stepping it harder. We stepping it harder. Yo, this job is smooth, bro.
Oh, bro. I can't wait to have you in studio, bro. May God bless you. This has been beautiful. I want to go live with you again in the next. If you've got anything else to promote over the next few weeks, let me know. But I'd like for us to go live.
Absolutely.
I'd like for us to go into studio. I'd like for us to keep in touch. I'd like for us to grow together. I'd like for us to do business in the future. May God bless you. You're an amazing brother, and thank you for your time.
I'm going to connect personally. You know how we do. And then we hope that Corona goes away. But before I go, thanks to all the frontline soldiers facing this battle for us. I mean, the health workers, the doctors, and all these people. And there's a current development going around Madagascar, finding some some Cure and all these ones.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
No, I'm a supporter of that, you know, King, because
Same here.
You and I know there are a lot of things that we know that we may not be able to sometimes speak about.
I'm not afraid to speak about it. I speak about it all the time.
Exactly.
It's just our leaders. It's just our leaders, you know, but we all know that they don't approve our traditional African medicinal herbs, but they got all of these great things from us and they want to keep making money off Africans. That's why they keep getting us sick, just like they created HIV. I believe they've created COVID-19. COVID-19 for me is the new HIV. I'm not afraid to say that. And I just want to say to my African brothers and sisters, if there is traditional medicine or inyanga that you consult as an African, don't lose your Africanity. Continue being African and embrace African excellence.
Absolutely. And I think another thing I want to add is these and more are the reasons why I've always made sure that I leave an iota of my Africanness in everything that I do personally. So the Angloga Junction album, the Angloga is actually a thing that when you see and you can't pronounce, you even say Angola. And that's the respect. And let's keep believing in Africa. And I'm grateful for you having me, legendary DJ Sbu, SBU. I'm grateful. And I'm going to contact you directly. I can't wait to step foot in SA. Big up Young Barrister, big up Real SO, Young Barrister, Nana Byron. Let me big up some of the people out here, man.
Go ahead, bro, go ahead.
Yo, Kudus, I see you. Big TB, I see you. Keep representing for us in America. Joe Puppy, Gerard. I'm just rolling. Anybody I see, I just shout you out. Yo, Sedi, I mentioned you already. Kudus, I mentioned you already. Emperor Sugar, www.trafficgh. Shelly, Abuaje, Rolande, Kafui, Eddie Simone. All right. Big up on yourself. I can't do anymore. Bless.
I got nothing but love for you, bro.
Thank you, Papa.
One last thing.
I'm really grateful. Bless you.
When Bill Gates comes with that vaccine, run. I love you, my brother.
Here you go.
Guys, this is StoneBwoy. Let me rock the new tune once again. Now you see, let's do this. Let me close it off with this tune. Brand new music video coming soon. Hey, StoneBwoy. I will. This one. This is the clubs. When they open after Corona. Bow down.
He's a hustler, unbreakable, a people's person, and a future billionaire. This is the Hustler's Corner with Sbu, well known to you and I as DJ Sbu.